So in another news that happened this past week, Chelsea got their man Hakim Ziyech from Ajax for reported like 40 million euros, which was a surprise to me. I was surprised by two things actually with this transfer. I was surprised that the sum was so low because I expected him to like, I expected something around 60 million, like Bruno Fernandes kind of money. So I was very surprised that it was only 40 million euros. And I was surprised at how old he is. I didn't really notice how old, because maybe he plays for Ajax and he kind of has a young look to himself, and he kind of looks like the Ajax youngsters. But this guy's going to be 27 by the time the season starts, right? Yeah. Which is very good for us because I think he's an excellent player. His left foot is incredible. And the last few we had episodes in January, and I think we were asking around, and Derek obviously wanted a left-footed winger, so he's the first person that I thought of when we signed him. He plays on the right side. He can play in the hole at a 10. I mean, he brings so much creativity. He's not he's not a very quick player, but he's very technically excellent, and he's very technically brilliant on the ball, which helps because we have a lot of quick wingers in Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, and so it's good to have a different kind of player that kind of be able to unlock defenses. This is probably going to be in Derek's field. Derek, what do you think?
Everything you have said, yeah, and more. I honestly feel like for every team, and this might sound unprofessional, but I feel like every team should have a left-footed player somewhere, because if you watch it, sometimes you watch some of the Chelsea games, it's like you pass it around, it's like, whoa, I wish somebody was left-footed on this. Like somebody has to hit it with a left foot, because we get the ball on the right, you drive it in, and then you try to cross it in, or they pull back and then recycle. Yeah. Who is that guy who has that left foot to put it in the way we want it to be? And I watched this guy's highlights, and he's, one of the most bullish, players that I have seen so far, with all these new signings and stuff like that. He can shoot from the back. He has no fear of nothing. He shoots free kicks. He does all the corners. He's shooting from the back. He's basically everything I wanted and more of an addition to the Chelsea team. So I'm really excited to see, how he's able to.
I know you wanted Bill, which I hated that idea, but at least
he's not Bill. I mean, Bill is proven. I would have had no doubt of Bill coming in and being successful.
No, I did not want Bill. I did not want him.
But I mean, this guy is equally good. Like, I am excited, and I want to see what he can do. I'm actually more excited for next season right now. Yeah. To see the dynamics of it. But it wasn't a player I knew about. I didn't even know Chelsea were looking for him. He was never in the news.
That's the one. That's the one. Before you go, that's the one that kind of, I'm very proud of this team of how they do transfers. We never hear anything is happening, and all of a sudden it happens. And Daniel, I know you agree with me because this Bruno Fernandes deal has been happening for 6 years before it actually happened. This Chelsea deal, this thing came out of nowhere, and he hit it right on the point. Let me get you in here before I let Daniel go. Because I know Daniel's going to make this about United, but I'll let him go. Because to Derek's point, it came out of nowhere. So
yeah. Correct. And yeah, that was basically the conversation we were having the last episode. I was like, we don't know who to sign at this point. And then, surprise, here we go. But yeah, I think it's a perfect fit for Chelsea. That has been one thing that we've been missing this entire season, someone shooting the ball from behind. Or, again, with the crosses. Like, we've been missing that. So it's perfect. I'm just looking forward to see if we're going to add Sancho to it. But the thing is, if Sancho comes in, what are we left with Pulisic and Hudson?
Yeah.
What happens with them? I know Pedro and William will probably leave in this.
Hey, you just compete and find your place. That's all. That's football.
Yeah, but he's going to command a ridiculous amount of money, though.
Correct.
Like, they're talking about, like, 150 million for this guy, which I'm not sure about, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that's not good.
Yeah, I don't want that. And then I think I'm all for the competition, but I feel like with this Ziyech signing, I feel like we should also find a striker to help or partner with Abraham, because Abraham is just like by himself, and he can
some competition for him because
he can easily go down and then we're done. Like I don't want to have that kind of season next year. Like I'm just looking for summer signings and just see what's going to happen. And I feel like
I tell you what, it's a good start in February. We're doing some. I mean, we signed Pulisic also in January of last year, and it came quick. Daniel, let me get a final word on this. We have 2 minutes.
Ziyech is an interesting player, very, very good player. I was thinking that United was actually targeting Ziyech. And
I know,
really?
Man, I actually went on the internet and I saw Ziyech has actually, Ajax and Chelsea has actually confirmed the signing of Ziyech. I'm like, Chelsea, really? Look at how Chelsea actually do their deals, man. Christian, you initially talked about that. Pulisic, Chelsea actually signed Pulisic even before the transfer window was actually open. Terms were actually agreed and all that, and when the window was actually open, everything was settled. United won't do that. And Ziyech is a very, very, very good player, and I think he will actually fit into Lampard's team perfectly. Because looking at the way Abraham started the season with a bang, and he's really finding troubles, getting assists from players and all that. So bringing Ziyech in will probably sometimes also change the dimension of the team and also help Abraham. And if Chelsea is again going to get a new striker, I think Ziyech, for me, it's a very, very good signing for Chelsea. And well done, Chelsea, for snatching that very, very fast.
Sure. I know it hurts United fans because I know United fans.
It hurt me so bad.
But Yaga really likes that play. He's a big fan of Ziyech, so
yeah, man.
So we got him.
I was actually thinking that United was actually going to do that, especially because I knew United were also in chase of Sancho. So if they actually knew that if Sancho is not going to be possible, probably they're also going to weigh Ziyech. And I actually saw that Chelsea has actually stolen Ziyech. That means that Sancho for real. Chelsea are not getting Sancho anyway.
I'm not sure if I want him, but we'll see.